Thank you. All right. So before we move forward, we just want everyone to just say who you are and what kind of business you have. This is not the pitch session, so please don't be very long-winded. We have quite a couple of people on here, and I want to get through the information I have and to the pitches. So we'll start with you, Tuck.
Hello, everybody. My name is Craig Tucker. I'm the owner of In My Lifetime Apparel. I've been in business for 8 years, and I'm excited to be here and excited to meet you guys, and definitely need coaching. So this is awesome for me.
Great. VJ?
Hey, I'm Vijay.
Oh, man.
I am his business partner, and for the purpose of this session,
You're breaking up a little bit,
I
VJ.
run a cannabis lifestyle for a living.
Breaking up a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hold up. All right, so come back to me then.
Okay. Samara?
Hey. So my name is Samara, the Pussy Poet. I am a multifaceted business goddess. I do a lot of things: erotica, live performances, kink, BDSM. I have a drink business, a catering business, infused food and fruit, and a holistic business. It's a lot, but we're gonna tap into it later.
Phil?
Hey guys, what's going on?
There you go.
So my name is Phil Williams. I'm an actor, director, and producer, and the founder and artistic director of the Minefield Theater Group. We're an independent freelance theater company founded in 2014 by my father and I. We've done 6 shows off and off Broadway since 2014, and we're supposed to do 2 more during the pandemic, but of course it was the pandemic. But that's the main thing I do, along with music as well, hip hop artist, and I also have a podcast of my own, a sports podcast as well. But primary thing I do is theater to uplift people that look like us into theater spaces that they wouldn't regularly be seen.
Roxy?
Hello, my name is Roxy. I'm the CEO of Roxy Lizama Clothing. I am a fashion designer first, but I own a photography studio. I also have an artist management and development team as well. So it's just a couple different things that I do, but for the most part, I'm a fashion designer first. And yeah, we can get into it.
Albert? You're on mute, Albert.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Albert Webb. I've been in some form of the entertainment business for about 19 years. I've done everything from being an artist myself to a producer, composer, and currently I have a complete entertainment firm that stretches from artist management to development to tech and well-being. So we'll talk about that later as well. Thank you, guys.
You, Esther?
Hi, I am Queen Mixie. I own a Queen Mixie Media, which is a media production, which I help with small businesses and government contracts and working on media production. And then I'm moving towards making another retail business as far as candles and stuff like that. So good evening.
Good evening. Shaquan?
Hi, good evening, everyone. I am the CEO of Beyond a Job Incorporated. It's a small consulting company, and whereas I assist people to birth out their gifts, to monetize it, as well as authorship and a few other things, but I'm just excited to be in this space and to hear the opportunities you have.
And last but not least, VJ, you want to try that again?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, cool. I'm VJ. I'm Dom's business partner. I do a million other things, but for the purpose of this conversation, I run a cannabis lifestyle brand for women.
Yep. Awesome. You guys are great. I really appreciate you guys getting on the call. So I'm gonna jump straight into it. So what is an angel investor, right? So Google says it is a high net worth individual who provides financial backing for small startups and entrepreneurs, typically in exchange for ownership equity in the company. So normally when you hear that, you think like Shark Tank. So this is kind of like Shark Tank, but on a little bit of a smaller scale. We like to have these intimate conversations where it's easier to access the investor, it's easier to access the funding and the opportunities that you need, right? So why would you need an angel investor? So like I said in my rant on Instagram, you want to make sure that you're using other people's money when you are building a business. So obviously, 9 times out of 10, when you start up a business, you start up with your own capital, right? But sometimes you get to a point in your business where you feel stagnant. So at that point, it's like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do? I don't have the funding I need in order to get that machine that's going to make printing my clothes faster, or I don't have enough inventory to fulfill an order from this client that needs a really big shipment. So that's where an angel investor will come in. Sometimes, well, most times, people go to the bank and they're like, hey, bank, I need money. But they don't have a very strong business profile in order to convince that bank to give them the funding that they need. Sometimes you don't need $20, $30, $40, $50,000 to get your small business to that next level. Maybe you just need, $500, you need $1,000, you need $5,000. So that's where an angel investor would come in. Instead of needing a lot of the super, by the book factors in order to get a bank to say yes. Instead, you just need certain smaller things, which are really important, like consistency, right? So when it comes to Ty and Forward March coaching, we have a pretty simple criteria that we look for. We do prefer people in the tri-state because we want to be able to access and help the people that are coming onto the program. It's a little bit easier to do in a tri-state, but we're open. Product-based businesses are also pretty important. Again, open to other opportunity. However, you need to know what type of business you have in the first place. And then just consistent sales and at least being open for 6 months. So what I want to touch on really quickly is, how do you structure your business in order to get funding, right? So a lot of the times I've had quite a couple of conversations the last couple of days in reference to this webinar, and I've noticed that a lot of people don't really understand business, and they don't really understand what a business profile is, right? So unfortunately, if you don't know those things, or you don't know the pieces of the puzzle in order to convince somebody to give you their money for your business, then you're kind of out of luck there. But that's what we're here for. So a couple of main things that you would need, obviously, is you have to know what kind of business you have. So it's important to know whether you're a product-based business or a service-based business. I have noticed that a couple of people don't know what that means. So I'll just break that down really quickly. If you, in exchange for money in your transaction, if the person giving you the money for the product is receiving a physical, tangible when I say tangible, I mean something that they can touch. It is a product-based business. So that would be like clothing, candles, water bottles. It's anything that you can physically touch. Anything else is 9 times out of 10 a service-based business. So that's consultations, cleaning houses. These are things you can see the results of it being done, but it is not an actual tangible product. So what kind of business do you have? You also need to be able to clearly explain what the business is, why the business exists, if it solves any issues in the community or in anybody's lifestyle. What is the purpose of your business? Why, like I said, why does it exist? Once you have all of that kind of laid out, then it goes into the more, nitty gritty paperwork type stuff. So when it comes to paperwork, if you can find a private investor that doesn't necessarily need to see that you are LLC'd, maybe you have a side hustle that went really well, right? And now you're on the next steps of turning it into an actual business. It happens all the time. Banks, of course, they need to see that, they need to see your articles of incorporation. They need to know that you are actually a business in order to give you money. But some smaller and private lenders may fund your business if you do not have that paperwork in order. I would recommend at least having an EIN number, of course, because that's free. But when it comes to the registration, I would say at least always ask for whatever that additional amount of money is, because now you're obviously taking your business seriously. So that extra little bit will be for like registering the business and things like that. So having all your paperwork and everything in order, and then you need to know your sales, right? So I classify that as kind of like a sales platform, right? So you break it up into 2 different things. If it's some sort of passion project or it's a side hustle, you still need a breakdown of your sales somewhere, whether you put it in Excel, you have it in some sort of system or your computer. You need to know where your sales are coming from. And you need to know how much money you're making, because they're going to ask you those questions. They're going to want to know, well, in the last 6 months, what is the average that you've been making? What is the average price point of your products? How much does it cost for you to make your item if it's a product-based business, or if it's a service-based business, how much does it cost for you to get those intangible products created, and how do you explain those costs? So before I move forward, we do have one of Ty's one of the businesses Ty has invested in. They're here, so we want to ask them a couple of questions. Hey.
So before we go there, let me just back some of Dom's stuff up with. So everybody in the room, I pray that you're climbing and fighting back, to really build your business. And you want to, I was told many years ago as a teenager that I would be the lender and not the borrower. All of you faith people, you know what I'm talking about. I'll be the head and not the tail. I grew up around that language. And for many years, I didn't understand, well, when is that day going to come? Because this struggle and this fight to build these businesses is a lot. The restaurant was tough in the beginning. Corona and COVID and all kind of stuff. The youth center has been years of building, and I am super excited about where I am today, because I'm not the guy that wants the money to sit in the bank. I believe your money should have arms and legs and be out there working for you. You can't take it with you, and you only have one life. All of us only have one life, and it brings me great joy. It brings me great joy to see business owners prosper, do well, and be able to pay back these loans week to week without any issue. It means that they're making money. It don't mean things are perfect, but at least they're getting the support that they need to grow. So angel investment is pretty new, you know, but what happens is people who got money, y'all know the hood is not poor, right? The hood is not poor. The hood got money. And I'm from Crown Heights, Brooklyn, Bed-Stuy, Boys and Girls High School. And so many people reach out to me trying to throw me 10K. Ty, invest 10K, invest 20K. And I'm like, nah, it's not that easy. I'm not taking your money and investing it. I have to try this stuff out myself. So this whole angel investment concept is me using my personal money to help business owners grow. At one point, one day, I would love to have a fund of $100,000, 10 people at 10,000 or 5 at 20,000. I would love to put together 25,000 times 4 and we go buy some real estate, or we reinvest it into some business owners. But that whole collective economic piece, we're not quite there yet, truthfully, as a people. So I'm experimenting on these projects myself. So Dyme is doing an amazing job. I'm explaining to you guys what the situation looks like. And I'm currently invested in 4 projects. I'm looking to do 4 more for 2022 for a total of 8. I'm not looking to go too big or too wide. And David and his wife has been amazing partners. They were my first. They're the most consistent. And Dyme, you can go ahead and, you know, drill him. David is great at this, by the way. David is great at this. He be answering these questions on point. So go ahead and talk to David so David can share about his relationship with 4 March Coaching and some of the angel investments we've done together.
Awesome. So before we get into any questions, David, can you guys just tell everyone the type of business that you have and a little bit of your backstory?
Okay. The company is called Rap by. Can you hear me?
Yes.
This is loud in the back. All right. So the company is called Rap by Nels. We make hair wraps. We make masks. We branched off into jewelry now and like some workout items we're working on now. But basically, it started in the house. I was doing acting and photography, and my wife, she actually was a personal assistant for Ty at a point. And I know she wanted to be in fashion, all of that stuff. So we had a conversation one day, and she said that she wanted to like look into that. So I was like, all right, we'll figure out what you want to do and we'll start a business. And 3 days later, she came back. She already was wearing hair wraps. She said she wanted to do it. So we started doing it. Fast forward, we're here. Like it's grown a lot. We have like 120,000 followers on Instagram. And the sales are there. So Ty has always been like the big brother, like the shadow over us, you know what I mean? Because he's like the example to follow. So we reached out and he saw the potential in the company. He invested in, you know, he kind of, it's a learning curve. So he kind of trained us in. How
many rounds of funding would you say you guys got from him?
Oh, I don't know. It's been
okay. A lot.
Yeah, because it's different. When we were learning, it was kind of like he was training us from a standpoint of what we knew. So it was like, let's say a drug mentality. You know what I mean? Like you got to get you're on consignment initially. You're trying to build up your thing, then you got to, you know, come back, try and buy your own with it. And then, so it was a couple times that we did it with the learn. We actually on one right now. So we actually, you know what I mean? It was an interesting thing from a standpoint of it was different levels with us though. Like the first one was like, oh, we were just trying to get some stuff so we can move it. Then the second one, we're trying to build more of it. Inventory. The third one is like, all right, the inventory is here. We got to have people to help us with that. So it's different blocks that we climbed up to get to where we are right now.
About how long would you say you guys been working together with Ty?
From the beginning, almost from the beginning. So I'd say like 4 years, going on like, 4 and change.
Has he helped any other way, like besides money?
Yeah, I mean the connections. I mean, he's Ty. So but the thing was, come on, Ty, you know, I'm gonna say it how it is, but the thing was, and the shift, what happened with COVID that kind of hurt it was there was a lot of, you know, like Circle of Sisters, festivals, all of that stuff. Like it wasn't even a thought if we were gonna get in it because we knew Ty had the plug. But now COVID, it kind of like sat a lot of things down because especially we got the second round right now, so a lot of people don't want to go to things. So more from a standpoint now, I mean, we rolling with him. Whatever he's doing, we trying it because we know that it works. But yeah, it was initially it was the investment, financial investment. Then it was, oh, you need to be in this place, and like everything that BU was at, we was there. So it was kind of like, you know, he's putting you in front of people. So whether or not I mean, you got to sell whatever you have. So if you ain't gonna sell it, your face is at least gonna be there. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
you.
definitely.
So it's important to know how we structured our deal. We were able to come up with a payback dollar amount and a system. But the most impressive part about the deal is that as long as I'm involved in the business, there's a royalty of $2 per product. And in exchange for that royalty, you get the intellectual portion of it. So not just the money, but you get the, like he said, the placement. And for his business, the biggest part was reducing the cost per product. These guys were cutting, sewing, buying, everything, ironing, everything themselves. And I had a production studio and a club inside of a building with a pattern maker. We hooked them up and we're able to get stuff made faster, quicker, and cheaper without sacrificing quality. And for their business, buying in volume is important. You know, buying in volume is important in their business. You don't want to go get 10 yards of fabric. You want to go get the whole 60, the whole roll. And as I learned their business, I was committed to making sure that we, you know, catalog the entire offering and when the order comes in, you go inside this container, grab it and ship it. We don't want no backlog of orders. But it was a no-brainer. And that's the thing about when it's time for you to pitch. It was a no-brainer. They already had sales.
Yeah,
consistent sales week to week. It wasn't a question. It was like, let me see your sales. And they showed me 60 to 120 products a week on a regular basis prior to me. So it's really a no-brainer. When it comes to product-based businesses, if you're already successful and you need some capital money, it's really an easier situation. So congrats to you and your wife. I know y'all super busy. And again, they're honest. And that's the next part too. You know, I talk about talent and skills being one thing and character and integrity being another. And this type of business, this conversation, this relationship is heavy on integrity and character. I have to trust. I don't want to check behind them on this week's sales. I have to trust. And like clockwork, every Tuesday, they deposit their money like clockwork. And if they ever having a week where it's a bad week, they communicate. And that's all we really ask for. So congrats to you, David, and your wife. Thank you for jumping in real quick. Dyme, thank you for that.
Of course. Thank you so much, David.
Ty, I'm gonna call you too. Probably tomorrow.
No problem. I'll be available.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. Thank you, man.
But yeah, so that just goes to show you, like, we're serious about helping small businesses. And I hate that. I hate those two words together so much. But we're serious about helping businesses with growing. And in the state of, you know, the world we're in right now, you just have to be serious about what it is that you're trying to accomplish. I've been trying to encourage my network to get on calls like these and be over prepared already, even if you didn't know about it until today. And it's like, oh, wow, well, what am I going to pitch? If you know your business, then you don't really need to, you know, be super duper prepared for something like this. You just got to go for it. And you don't know what you're going to get out of it. But yeah, so as far as I was on the point of sales, so just making sure that you have somewhere that you're storing you're tracking your sales, and then depending on where your sales are coming from, if you have a website or if you're just using Instagram, or the store, if you have a brick and mortar, it doesn't really matter. You just have to be tracking this somewhere, and that's for tax. That's for all purposes, tax purposes, all of that anyway. Um, and then again, as long as you have a strong product, your product. Somebody came on the call earlier from Canada, and he was talking about how he has a jewelry making business, and there's only one other person in his area, in that city in Canada, who does what it is that he does. So you need to know those type of things. You have to know those statistics and the logistics about your business. Again, most lenders want you to be at least 6 months in. I did give an example earlier though, where we all know that we're in this tech age and we're moving into more of that direction. So even businesses that are startups, if you have a startup in an industry that's up and coming and you have a very strong business plan, you have a strong vision, it's anything is possible. It's possible to get funding at the startup stage as well. You just need seed money. And then last but not least, again, just knowing your description of your business and your projections. So that boils back down to having a business plan or some sort of visual projection put together of, this is my business, this is where we are right now, this is how much money we need, this is what we're using it for. Once we use it, this is where we see our business being at the end of that funding period. And then just like David said, they have had multiple rounds from TIE. So any, angel investor or funding company that you wind up using, there's no limit on what it is that can be done, as long as, like Ty said, you have that integrity and you're continue to grow and build. And then last but not least, confidence. So if you're pitching today, I need you to make sure you have confidence. You should always have confidence when you're talking about your business. People that know me well know that I am a super introvert, but when I talk about my business, I am extremely confident because I know what I'm doing. That is the only time I know exactly what I'm talking about. So you want to always carry that confidence with you, no matter who you're talking to, no matter what you're asking for. Even if you don't think you're going to get it or whatever the case may be, you do it anyway. So Ty, do you have any notes, anything you want to say before we get to these pitches?
No, I'm ready. Again, don't worry about what you don't know. I'll ask the questions that I need. If you're not sure, to say I'm not sure, I'm not there yet. But this is a great opportunity, and this is not the first. It's not the only time. We'll stay in touch with you. We'll continue the conversation. We'll create a village of support. But this is happening on purpose. 2022, we need to work a little bit closer together. We grow in community, not in isolation. And the networking opportunities need to increase. I'm just from your intros alone, I'm excited to hear about your businesses and talk about what your needs are so we can get things rocking and rolling.
All right. So what I did want to do earlier was just find out who was going to be pitching. And I do see a couple of new names on here. So real quick, I'll allow them to just say your name and the type of business you have. I see Carlette. You're on mute.
Hi, my name is Carlette Yautrellis, and I am a teacher by trade and a doctorate student of educational administration. And my dream business is to start an African-centered school in Brooklyn or more so East Flatbush, that focuses on gender-specific education reform. We treat how Black and Latino boys in our community, not forgetting the girls, providing more structured programs to restrict the amount of Black and Latino boys that enter education and bring them up par in the way that they score in their testing, but also to build.
Come here quick. Come here quick. Come here.
James, mute your phone.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
So that's pretty.
Yes, that sounds awesome, actually. All right, cool. And then I do see a JD, but it's been saying connecting to audio, so I don't know if that person will be able to get in here. James, you want to let us know who you are, what kind of business you have?
Most definitely. That's why I'm here.
Go ahead. This is not the pitch portion, so just your name and the type of business you have.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm not going to tell him my pitch anyways. So my name is James, and my product is a male grooming product. As your daddy.
Nice. All right. Awesome. All right. So if you are pitching your business today, please just go in the chat real quick and just type pitch. Just type pitch. That way I know who's pitching, so I can just call you out real quick. All right. Esther's first. Go ahead. Let's go, Esther. Well, Queen Mixie, let's hear it.
Yes. Hi, everyone. So I wanted to thank you for you guys listening. Thank you, Dyme, for creating this platform. You know, I support you in everything you do. My pitch would be a candle making business. During the pandemic, everybody know we were inside and a lot of anxiety, a lot of people stressed out, and candle business actually was one of those industries that did not lose their value. They actually went up because people started taking acknowledgement of self-care, mental health. I have some stuff written down as well. So the industry actually went up about 3.3% from 2020. The average sales within 2020 was 533.5 million in 2020 and went up to 3.4 billion in 2021. So it's an industry that is very low cost, and there's actually opportunity to grow. Because the hotel businesses closed down, a lot of religious places, a lot of them lost contact with their vendors. So there's an opportunity to kind of come into those industries and hotel industries, especially in New York City. I live in actually Queens, and I don't know if you've seen the development that is happening in Queens right now. They're opening a new Marriott on Sufton Boulevard. In addition, they have a hockey stadium that they open in Belmont. And they're doing also high rises and luxury hotels because that's where all the tourism, and Queens is kind of taking over what New York City. In addition, they're trying to open another casino in City Fields. So there's a lot of opportunities within this area to start getting those contracts with those hotel businesses, these kind of luxury apartments for foreigners to come over here. In addition, people just look at candles as just only home. Religious centers use them. There's an opportunity to pitch to hotels overseas. If you go into certain hotels, you'll see lotions and different stuff in there that's already prepackaged. Those are all contracts. So there's opportunities over there. The cost for them, even to start up, is really fairly low. And even making a product, the average is from like 3 to 5 to make a candle, depending. Now, I don't know if everybody know, Drake came out with his luxury candle, and a lot of celebrities started coming out with luxury candles and expanding on wicks, which is like now from 3 wicks to 6 wicks to 8 wicks now is being a thing. So even a luxury brand, which is like Joe Malone, his brands are like, his average cost for his candles at 200, because now it's started becoming part of the home, and the more creative you're getting, people are using that also as a home item. So there's opportunities for people to buy it during weddings, housewarmings. And I got a goddess package. I was pissed off about something, and my friend sent me a goddess package of 2 candles. I think I even have it here with a card, and she sent it to my house. So this is a lot of opportunities over there. So I'm still in the beginning stages of like where I'm getting inventory stuff because of the stuff happening in China, but I took courses and different stuff in the meantime to learn the craft and stuff like that and figuring out vendors.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then, of course, and then so everyone just make sure when you pitch, you end your pitch with your ask. So your ask is how much you need and just a very brief description of what you're going to use it for. So I would assume your ask is for like to make inventory, but how much
to
is
make
your ask?
inventory? Yeah, I created the LLC. I have an operation agreement. I have a DUNS number. I am opening a business bank account as well. I'm just shopping around for the best banks because major banks weren't the most friendly to small businesses, the word you don't like to use. So I'm trying to make sure that the connection that I'm having with the bankers are the best ones in addition. And then I was taking a lot of SBA classes as well, learning about Spotify, creating your website and different stuff like that. So the stage I'm at is just creating the website and then getting inventory in.
Okay. And how much is your ask?
I would want to say around 3,000 to 4,000, because what happened is because normally wouldn't cost as much to start up the candle business, but because there's a shortage, you got to kind of overbuy inventory just to have it, because there might be an issue in regards to how shipping is going. And then there was kind of a glass shortage. So that's what slowed everything down. But there's still opportunities within there to find unique. I'm finding like unique, instead of just typical glass, you can do stone, and people are using creative ways or tins to start creating those kind of candle stuff.
Okay, Ty?
No questions at all. Because if I say what
all of it.
If I say what I want to say, it's gonna give it away for everybody else. So I'll just wait. But really good.
Okay. All right. Next up, Tuck. Go ahead. Let's hear it.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me good?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, Coach Ty, for this opportunity. My name is Craig Tucker, owner of In My Lifetime Apparel. Just a little bit about me. I'm come from a sales background. I still do sales for my company, but doing that over 22 years. And what I did within my lifetime is I combine my passion with sales, because I know if I can sell for them, I can sell for myself. And so that's why this has been my business. Now, it started because I want the Knicks to win in my lifetime. So that's why I started the whole sports brand. And then I expanded the brand to mean more than sports, because right now it stands for Hope, Educate, Inspire. So like one of these shirts, it had to be God. That's one of my hot money makers, different colors. That's what my Inspire. You know, I have a lot of different things. But what I really want to talk to the investor too, and Dom knows about it, is these electronic hats and electronic masks that I have. You can program whatever you want at any time. It works with your phone. It charges up. It lasts 4 hours. And it's one of the hottest selling products that I have. Now, I do a lot of pop-ups because, you know, I have my 9 to 5. And so I'm out in the streets, you know, organically building my brand, because that's what In My Lifetime is about. As far as the pitch and what my ask would be, like if I was to get $5,000, it cost me $17 to make these. So that'll even out to be about 295 of those. I could give you royalty points off of the each sale, because I sell them for $40. And you know, and we can see how, you know, the royalties can work. You can make like $61.95 off the 5,000 if I gave you $4 off of each product. The hat and the mask cost the same. I get them from China, and I got that straight connect. So it's just, you know, me, boom, boom, boom. But it dragged along my brand. God dropped it along me. I saw it online, and eventually God got my hands on it, and it's the hottest thing on earth. Like I got Coach Ty's name on there. You know, you can program whatever you want. Works with your phone. So I'm straight. You know, I grew up in church. You know, I believe in God. And you know, I love the opportunity. I heard about it today. Like she said, I also have a business plan that I actually haven't presented to nobody yet, but I've been working on it for a couple of years, and that's the whole gajambit of what I think of when I think of In My Lifetime, and what my dream is and what my goal is. So thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Nice. Nice.
No
questions. I'm familiar with that hat. It actually has huge potential because branding is everything.
Right.
And a lot of the times when my group does entertainment, the client wants to know LED, what can you do LED? And especially being able to put the client's name or a message on a hat is huge. Sporting arenas and sport teams have some potential there also. So a lot of events, a lot of corporations, besides the one-on-one individual sales, there's some real big room for some large orders and group sales. So definitely something that we could talk about. Appreciate the coach tie. I like that a lot. And I'm sure there's some people here who can use some branding on a hat.
Right. Yeah, so I put my logo on it, got my logo on the side, got my lifetime tees on the back, because branding is everything, you know. Let people know.
Congrats to you, man. Good pitch.
All right, thank you.
Definitely something for us to talk about.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, so next up we have Albert.
Hello.
Yo.
Yep. Yeah, I know a lot of people in this chat room.
Yes, I love the interview. That's great.
Which is great. Now, like I said, I've been in the music industry and sales for about 19 years, sales about 21 years, because I started really young. Now, the thing that I'm pitching right now, as far as just in general, I think the biggest thing, and you spoke on it earlier, that we're all going into that we can't stop is tech. So the thing that I'm pitching for is the service that my company offers right now, and it's onboarding people onto NFTs and the metaverse. Now, I run a company that does music management and music development, but right now we're basically taking artists and saying, hey, so yes, you can put out records. Yes, you can promote yourself online. But if you really want to be sustainable in the next coming wave that's coming up, let my company come along and basically just get you prepared for Web 3.0. In 2021, NFTs did about $21 billion in sales. That's from just collectors and traders and people that are into crypto and people that aren't into crypto. So the thing that I'm pitching right now is basically we have a coder. We need more coders. We need to be able to outsource to coders in other places so we can do this as quickly as possible. Because right now the NFT space is basically in a huge, like, I would say a greed spot, to where people are just hopping in and doing things and buying NFTs because they have some sort of value to them. But the sustainability comes where we're saying that we need to take your products, your music, your brand, and we have to turn it into something that brings real world value to the cryptocurrency. And you can onboard you and your fans easily to coming in and spending money with you, and we all know with NFTs and crypto, the money it can go to the moon, as they say. You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking for $5,000 to help speed up the process, basically, so we can pay more developers, more coders, more artists to come along and to really bring this along. I mean, we're doing it either way, but anybody that got in on this right now would definitely see a very hefty return on their investment. So
thank you. I when I first heard about the metaverse, I'm like half asleep trying to understand what somebody's telling me. And it's that thing, like certain cultures, we hear about it, we don't really jump in or research until it's too late. And it's the kind of thing where right away I started typing and Googling. I want to know more. I'm watching all of these, clips and studying because it's obviously going to be the new wave. Like you can't stop what's already snowballing. And we as a culture is normally last to jump on, last to get involved, but most importantly, last to learn. Last to even learn what the metaverse is, and here we come with our conspiracy theories. The reality is that Mark is going to launch this thing, or already has launched this thing. It's going to grow. It's going to be the new it, and we're going to be forced to use it. Forced, like no choice. So your knowledge base in this field, in this area, like you said, is going to help speed up the process for people like me who didn't have an opportunity to study. So you can inform us of the potential, both fiscally and investing now. I definitely understand. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, no. I was saying that's the ground level of it, is onboarding the people, the layman. Right. It's basically building a platform to make it as easy as possible for the layman and the person that doesn't necessarily know the technicals behind it, to be able to make a smooth transition, because the easier something is, the easier something is. You know what I'm saying?
In the room, we need Albert to help us understand how businesses fit into the metaverse and how we can expand our sales. So great job on your pitch. I definitely understand that you're looking for developers and coders to help build and grow the platform. The faster you do it, the faster you can get ahead. Then you can go ahead and sample and trial and figure stuff out, both on the music industry level, which is your passion and something you have experience with.
And I'm not going to lie to you. I've got a couple straight up $1 billion ideas that I can't even say out loud unless everybody in here signs an NDA. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like the long and the short of it, but like it's a lot.
Definitely, man. Congrats to you on jumping ahead with this knowledge base. We'll definitely talk some more and understand some more. Great pitch. Definitely an area that we all want to be in. Everybody in the room, we want to know about this metaverse before it's too late, before we're playing catch up. So he's a jewel for all of us. Good job. Thank you again.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Next we have Shaquan.
Hi, good evening, everyone. The name of my company is Beyond a Job Incorporated. I've been in business for a little over 5 years as a service industry with items attached, such as the books that I've written or co-authored in. However, the purpose that I'm here on this evening is to talk about a new project in which I want to create a magazine that is print and digital around cryptocurrency, NFTs, and the metaverse, as was what was mentioned before. The magazine will be geared for business owners, people that are looking to transition from fiat currency, which is $1, into digital currency. Because now, as we all know, the inflation has pretty much ate away at the money that we have saved, and that's not going away. The digital currency is sort of like the internet, and how it was a big boom back then, and everybody thought, oh, it's just a fad, it's going to die out, but it's not. It's pretty much here to stay, and we're really at the early development stages of Web 3.0. So the magazine that I'm looking to start will basically be informational and pretty much updating everyone on the latest news and developments around Web 3.0, digital currency, and how businesses can take advantage of different tools by using the space, such as NFTs, for example. If you have a product, for most businesses are product-based, you can create an NFT and then attach your product to the NFT. So let's say someone that previously mentioned that they make candles. You can create an NFT as a candle, And then when they purchase that NFT, the product will be attached to that NFT. So when they buy it, then you have a link in which you can ship them that candle, which is attached to the NFT. So they not only have the candle, they also have an NFT that represents your business. So I want to have a magazine so that businesses and aspiring entrepreneurs and also regular people that are looking to maximize their wealth, mainly us as the minority. That's really what the target audience is. I really don't have particulars as far as stats, because like I said, this is a new project business venture for me. I believe that this will really take off. The way that I would make money is through ad space and also the digital sales that we will make, and the ones that decide to order hard copies as well. The magazine is great because it's not local. It can be distributed worldwide, so it's not limited to a particular space or region. And it also lives forever. So someone can always go back and order an older copy just to get the information. And also another reason why it would be successful is that people are always looking to promote their businesses. And they're always looking ways to leverage the income that they have, and also to connect to other people. So in the magazine, where I will have people that are advertising their businesses, people can look to connect with other businesses to enhance the services that they provide as well. So I will not only have this information, but also sort of be a connector for minorities and getting into the digital space.
Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful.
And what's your ask?
Oh, I'm sorry. I got a little nervous. I'm asking for $7,000 to get started.
Okay. Well, we had a goal setting workshop earlier, so Shaquan and I had a chance to talk about her magazine and some of the goals around that. So I'm pretty familiar with the goals and the ask. So we're definitely going to continue to follow up to get this idea built and launched properly, and look into what the 7K needs look like, and see if we can make sure that you have what you need to get it done. All right, very good. Who's next now?
Roxy.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
How are you? I'm Roxy Lizama, the CEO of Roxy Lizama Clothing. I am a fashion designer first, and I also own a photography studio, and I am an event coordinator. One of the main events that I work on, that I have been throwing for the past 4 or 5 years or so, is fashion shows. And as a fashion designer, dropping a line every 3 months is crucial, but it's also very important to have a fashion show for it, especially during Fashion Week. So what I'm asking for is an investment for my fashion show, which will be in February, I believe 13th, hopefully, for this line. I also have a t-shirt company and a t-shirt making business, or a manufacturing business, where I make custom t-shirts for some of my clients. I have about 6 or 7 clients so far that I do custom clothing for. But what I do need the investment for at the moment is just getting a venue for the fashion show, which is usually about $5,000, anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000. And just how I expect to make the money back is, one, with ticket sales, obviously, and then with having vendors at my show, which is Blueprint, something that I've been doing for, like I said, 4 years. So with that, I'll take it, invest it in the venue, sell tickets, obviously, and then with the actually, sorry, I like to try to have like a networking section of my fashion shows, just because that's just another type of event that I do throw. It's just for the beginning, have a networking event where people are just networking, drinking as well, which is just another, cash grab, and making the money back, networking with each other, just building each other up, and, just having a bunch of different Black businesses be able to work together and come together and see how they can work with each other to progress with whatever businesses they do have. So my ask is $5,000, anywhere between $3,500 to $5,000 for the venue, where I can take that and then invest the money that I do make from the show, which has been around $10,000 to $13,000 in from prior shows. And I would like to take that and invest it more into my t-shirt making company, which is such stuff like my DTG machine. I already have a silk screen machine. I already have a heat press machine. So I just want to take that and just increase how I can make clothing for other people, because I do already have different brands that I send to other manufacturing companies just because I don't have certain machines that I can use to make better quality clothing. So with what I have, I do make for certain brands, but I don't want to keep sending brands out to other people because I don't have a certain machine for it. So it's kind of like a two-part kind of thing.
Very good.
One helps the other.
So
Yeah, one helps the other. Mhm.
Let me ask a few questions.
Yes.
You have 3 venues in mind that you want?
I do have 3 venues. That's why I said one of them was 3,500. The most is actually 7,000, but I've got them to talk down to 5,000 so far.
Can you put private in the chat and tell me which ones they are, please?
Okay.
So you click private instead of everyone, or just click my name and tell me which video you're looking for, please. Okay. Let me ask a question about the machinery. So you have or you want a screen print machine?
I have a screen printing and I have a vinyl cutter and I have a heat press, but right now I'm looking for a DTG machine, which is pretty much a direct to garment, which takes pictures. Like this is like vinyl. So this is anything like one color. I can do that very easily already, but things such as pictures that I don't want it to be like a sticker. I don't know if you notice some shirts have like, when you do heat press, it looks like a sticker and it looks like it can come off after like 3 washes.
Yep.
The machine that I want is just a better quality where if you wash it 100 times, the color's not fading, it's not going anywhere. And because I already have, like I work with a lot of artists as like I said, an artist developer, a lot of my artists already, you know, some of them are pretty known or they're all verified and, you know, all of that. So me making their clothing, I keep having to send them out to other people because of they want pictures on their shirts. Right. And I don't want to keep doing that. It's like, I would like to keep it all within the family, you know, or within myself instead of sending it out to other people.
So definitely Dyme will connect you because we do have DTG, we do have embroidery, we do have
and I have an embroidery as well.
Automatic presses. So it's something that we could definitely talk about. Okay, very good. So I got the 2 requests. One is for the fashion show in February. To book the venue so you can go ahead and launch ticket sales. And the other one is potential equipment connections so you can go ahead and do instead of outsourcing, you can do things directly. Very cool.
Exactly.
So if you can give me the names of the venues that you're interested in the chat, you can send that privately. I would love to take a look at those. All right.
Okay.
Here we go. Very good.
And I know Roxy is gonna have me help her with this fashion show, right? Right.
I know we've been seeing that since the one last year or 2 years ago. I think I said that, and then you know, but it'll happen. You know, it will.
All right, cool. So next we have James.
Let's do it.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good day, sharks.
Might as well.
My name is James, and again, my product is Beard Daddy. It's a male line. My slogan: make her call you daddy. Now at the core, Beard Daddy is a very good product. As a matter of fact, it's great. Everyone is addicted to it. It's simple. It's all the right ingredients to grow your beard. But at the surface of Beard Daddy, as a branding and marketing strategist, I have carefully researched what it took to get this product looking differently and having a different impact on people, just aside from just having it being a beard product alone. Because when you think about it, there's so much beard products on the market. It's easy to be saturated and to blend in. Obviously, you need something to be a little bit different. My product focus on, so the average person who comes to my business to shop around there is no real difference between my company and an average commercial business. They're very identical because they're very professionally developed. The colors are very strategically selected. The quality of the product, the quality of the images, the quality of the website, the quality of the services that a person's get interacting with the brand is so it's so unique for a Black owned for a business for just close to 3 months. It's phenomenal. When I go to pop-up shops, I have a banner, I have tablecloth, I have the whole shebang, models, and that sells itself all the time. Always sells out, always eye candy. Like, what's that business about? I want to be a part of it. Instagram, persons just want to be a part of my ambassadors list. Persons want to get involved with the brand, to work with the brand, because it sends a message. It's not just a product, even though it does that very well. It's developed beyond the product to a state where once you see it, you know there's something about it other than just the product itself. The brand is developed on all 4 corners. Now, my offer, gentlemen, and lady, is I have a photo shoot party that I did 2 months ago. That was a pretty big hit. It's a new concept. It's called an influencer photo shoot party, where I have gentlemen in beard, models, and they all bring like other brands involved who want to do similar branding, because I realized that over time that one of the reasons why I did so well online is because I have really great photography. I wanted to share that experience with other businesses and brands. So I bring everyone together to do a cross marketing and cross branding initiative where we all utilize the resources, which was the photography services, the equipment, and the models and the influencers under the same roof to do sort of a cross marketing. My audience is now your audience, and vice versa. This time around, we did attract Brooklyn Fashion Week. There is a conversation with Vogue magazine. And to not spoil anything else, there's some things in the pipeline. This event is going to be super huge, and I'm excited for it because products will be sold naturally. That's the nature of the product. We will have the regular stuff like, what a party requires, the alcohol, the tickets, the vendors, and a lot more things on the ground to play with as far as grooming is concerned. So we're going to have barbers. We will have different products. What's that protocol again? So there is a conversation also with another partner who wants to get is CBD in the product, which is a good thought. We will have him on board. And like at this point, it's so expansive as to where it can go, but that's the vision right now. So all I ask is for $5,000 to make that happen. And the return, 25% should be sufficient for you guys, and that is guaranteed.
All right, very good. Talk to me about this event. So the ask is not for product or inventory. The ask is for investment into an event. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And you're gonna make that money back from ticket sales around the event?
Easily.
Okay.
No, so we make money like variously from this event. The primary way that I make money from the event is the brands and businesses who want to be a part, meaning that they want to get access to my influencers, my models, the photography, and the backdrops that we'll be using. So there's a service fee for that. There's a service fee for vendors who otherwise would want to sell their products at the spot. There is a ticket price and the average, you come in, you buy your alcohol or whatever food that you want to eat.
Got it. Okay, great. Okay.
So essentially it's a power shoot. I'm very familiar with what it is that you're going to
so it's a power shoot, but we do love to rebrand things in our own.
Right. No, of course. No, I'm layman's term.
Yeah, pretty
My
much.
question is, what did the last one make?
What did the last one made?
What numbers did you do on the last one? How much?
So the last one had a very small investment amount because most persons that were involved were doing voluntary. So almost everything that was made was profit. That was around 2,000.
Okay. And how much did you invest in it? That 2,000 you invested or 2,000 you made?
I made 1,000. I invested 1,000 in the venue space.
Okay. But okay. Gotcha.
What's the current sales on the product week to week?
The current sale on product week to week is, so I make $10 off each product, and I'll make like 20 sales weekly. If I'm not doing an event, if I'm doing an event, I'm selling like between 40 to 60 products.
And from the time a person purchases, how long before they repurchase?
So the beautiful thing is these items are renewable because this runs out after a month or two based on if you're committing to an everyday use, which you should. So I would say monthly.
And how many years have the product been on the market?
Just 3 months.
Oh, only 3 months. Very good. Okay, very good. Thank you, sir.
A pleasure.
All right. I think Samara, are you still here or no? Okay, she went to go get somebody, so we're gonna skip her. Next up is VJ.
Hello?
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, awesome. Good day. Thank you for your time. I am Vijano Alexander, and for the purpose of this meeting, I am the operations manager of Cannabetties Incorporated, which is the first and only cannabis lifestyle brand for women, based in New York, but we're at this point a national company because we have chapters in DC, ATL, Oregon, California, and Virginia. We are based virtually to address the need that, one, the cannabis industry is moving from legacy to legal, and two, the cannabis space is both very white dominated and male dominated. And we saw a need for spaces for women and women of color specifically to experience and enjoy the cannabis lifestyle, in addition to having exposure to the cannabis community and the cannabis industry. And so we were created to address that need. Our four main pillars that we do events, we have a membership, which will be launching in February. We sell merchandise, and we do educational things. We officially incorporated in September. We're going through the process of building out our online platform to connect all of these various cities and that are building up within our network to create a virtual hub space for the Cannabetties, the women, to interact, to have access to curated experiences, both virtual, like the other day, Samara actually led a Kink and Cannabis virtual event, as well as other virtual events that we have in our calendar. We have a cannabis subscription box, which sends stoner accessories to women, giving them exposures to new stoner products that come onto the market, as well as different ways to feel involved in the lifestyle, as well as we do events both in New York and based around cannabis events such as the Las Vegas Cannabis Award Show. We did a weekend package for Cannabetties to be a part of that event. So it's really an immersive experience that we sell our members to be a part of the lifestyle and be a part of the cannabis community that we curate. My ask is $5,000 to continue to develop our online platform, as well as to continue to do events both virtually and in person.
Great, thank you. So lifestyle brand around cannabis with a focus on female stoners.
Yes.
Events and products geared towards women.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it. And the 5,000 is for to continue to develop the online platform and to have a couple of events.
Yep. And to develop the merchandise. I forgot that.
Very good. Good to go, Dyme.
All right, awesome. Samara, are you back? Okay, cool. And then I know that JD didn't really get a chance to speak, but I'm not sure if you were pitching today. Also, Carlette, if you guys are not pitching, then Ty, if you want to wrap up.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, first thing, congratulations to all of you guys. I hope besides the opportunity to pitch, I hope you hear somebody in the room that's a good synergy connection for you. Networking is so important. And as I'm listening to your business, I'm connecting the dots of who should be connected and things like that. And we talk about our network being our network. We don't really network. We're so isolated. We don't do things together. And that really needs to grow and change. The thought that I wanted to share with Esther that I didn't want to give away so early is, again, that confidence level about the product, about what you're doing, the smile. A lot of times with some of these products, beard oils, candles, t-shirts, they're not buying the product. They're buying your story. They're buying you. And it's really important for you to be able to talk about why you are, who you are, and how you got there. So congratulations on taking the time this late evening to connect and spend time. You know, nobody seems to be rushing. Thanking God for my energy and strength, as today was a very sick, rough day, and just my willingness to not cancel, not postpone. I'm super encouraged about that. Dyme and I will go over these requests, get back to you. This is not my opportunity to sell, so I'm not going to tell you all about what I do and all that stuff. But I would like to open up the floor for 3 questions at least. And I have 1 question for you. So anybody have any questions for me? Something you may have heard from David, one of my clients. Is there anything you want to ask before we move on?
In a scenario like this, what is the ideal criteria that you look forward to from a business?
The easiest investments are not ones that have fail possibilities, obviously. You know, a lot of you guys have event curation as your request. That's not the easiest investment. You guys are in New York City. Numbers are up right now. Things are getting canceled, postponed. That's not the easiest investment. Some of you guys that need money for venues, you may not need to borrow the whole $3,500. You might need to only borrow the deposit to secure the location so that now you can go ahead and sell tickets. And I might be more open to something like that versus me giving you $35,000 or $5,000 to book the whole location. Because the reality is that once you book it for a deposit, you can go ahead and start making your money anyway. So the ideal investment for me is products. Because no matter what's happening, my money is safe because the product is sitting on the shelf and I can help sell it. I can help. I have a digital marketing company. I can create leads for almost anything. I know how to get the word out. I know how to get Instagram and Facebook popping where people are ordering your products every day. So when it comes to product sales, that's my expertise in my area that I love being in. But so candles, I have an amazing candle client. She's doing about 100 products a week. We're reducing her sales costs, right? I mean, her per product cost right now by buying bulk and buying, but Esther was really impressive because she went into the educational side where she's digging deep to find out the best vendors and things of that nature. So I really appreciate that because that's where the money is made. The money is made by cutting costs without sacrificing quality. So the ideal situation for me is product, but that doesn't mean that there aren't some small loans that are available to make sure you get started. In order to receive the money, we need a foolproof plan. My company does sponsorship decks. My company does, in-kind donation requests, so that those of you who are having fashion shows and all kind of stuff, I want to know what the various incomes look like. How many vendors do you personally know? How many vendors were in the past events? Do you have your paperwork together where it's easy to get them to come back again? So, it depends on a lot of things, but again, product is the easiest way for these investments. A lot of the event ideas, you wouldn't get the full amount from me. You might get some seed money to lock in the location as long as we have a COVID plan inside of the contract and at least to get you started. Next question, please. Anybody else?
Yes, sir. My question for you is, outside of angel investing, would you, put forth, your own resources if there were an idea that could use the resources, not monetary, just resources, and, in exchange for, obviously having a piece of whatever happened once the idea manifested itself?
Yeah, man. I consider myself the listen to it, understand it, this is what we need to do tomorrow type of guy. So
that's me.
right. So I believe all of us are one idea away from millions of dollars. And I believe that once you hear it, Albert don't gotta convince me too much. I'm like, you're on to something, that kind of thing. So yeah, my resources, my time, my energy, my team, which is really where my value is at. My value right now is in my team. I have a huge team. I love them to death. They take really good care of me. They've given me time freedom. My team has given me time freedom where all I gotta do is help lead them, but they're killers. So if I give Albert's project to my team with my guidance and things like that, I say the answer is yes. You email over that non-disclosure, you make me sign it, and then we talk about it. And then from there, we talk about, okay, let's go ahead and get this off the ground and get it running right away because you're onto something. So the answer is yes. Resources as in time, possible money, the need to fundraise for additional capital besides my own. I've been working hard to build my Coach Ty Brown brand as a brand of honesty and integrity and get it doneness. And I'm transparent. You go research me, that wasn't my whole history. That wasn't how things always was. But lately, the past 8 to 10 years, I've been able to clean that up, and really understand it's God's purpose for my life. I'm in a space right now where people are listening. They're listening to the ideas and the concepts and how we can move forward together. So I want to go ahead and continue that journey. So I definitely think you sitting over non-disclosure and us talking over some ideas is definitely something we can do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just want to double down on what you said, because I could have said that shit verbatim. Like I have meetings all the time, and like the main thing that I tell people is we can sit here and speculate and talk all day, but until we put feet on the ground and actually see if this thing is going to work or not, then it's not going to work at all. And I just want to show off this right here. My tattoo. One of the brands that I actually work with is called The Miracles. We're doers. That's what we do. You know what I mean?
So as entrepreneurs, let me ask this question. How many of us have read Will Smith's book? I encourage you, you don't even have to read the whole book. Just take the first chapter. You probably heard him talk about this. I've heard him say it, and it's been my motto now. I do not build walls. I do not build brick walls. I am a bricklayer. Massively carefully with the right ingredients over and over again with the day-to-day ideas of laying a brick. That's my consistency. The wall is the byproduct of just waking up each day and laying a new brick. So when you're looking at businesses and your business and your partnerships, you need somebody who just wants to talk about the brick. Everybody want to talk about the big old wall. I don't want to talk about the big wall. I ain't talk about the brick. Which brick? The same sand, the same water each and every day, no matter rain, sun, or shine. Let's lay some bricks. Before you know it, we turn around, we got the solid wall that nobody can knock down. So I love that idea and concept that I am a bricklayer. One more question, please.
Esther, did you have a question?
I just had a comment. Thank you. So my background is in finance and accounting. So one of the things that I know, like a lot of entrepreneurs, they don't look at the research, they don't look at projection of where their businesses is going. And that would be my best advice of like, I did the same thing in college. Like I wanted to get into risk management and I looked that up in high school and say, where's risk management going to be in the next 10 years? And the pandemic made it even better because now everybody want a risk management person on their team, especially in healthcare. So that's one of the things I'm used to being in, like working behind retail and working with clients and different stuff like that. And I just use all those skills to be able to pitch. I didn't read Will Smith, but I did purchase Masterclass. And I would tell people, like, even if you get it for free and you pick out those people of like them giving you advice. So most of my time this pandemic was making sure I don't have no debt carrying on, making sure that I have a 6 month contingency plan when I'm fully ready in the business. So I'm not stressing about what money I need to have for my life. And those two worlds are separate so that I'm good in one area and then I can have all the energy I need to go forward. And networking is big. I network. Dyme will tell you, I network with everybody. Yes. Everybody gonna know me about anything. And some of the ideas, I have other ideas with the candles. I can't disclose them, but there's places of where it can go, especially with the industry that's about to hit New York, that it could boom on a different level. So it doesn't also have to just be here. Like I look internationally of where there's opportunities as well. So don't think small. You can venture and see where your niche might be better in another country and just figure out shipping. So
I'm in love with the international concept because right now it's 9-10 p.m. here, but it's 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. in the Philippines.
And there's opportunities, especially right now, especially for Black women. They're giving us so much funding right now. And so many companies want to just check off saying, oh, I work with a Black woman. Or so one of the things I would tell everybody is get your company in, like Dyme was saying, registered and get all the certifications, because now there's an actual network of minority women businesses, but there's also federal there's actual federal certifications for Black owned businesses as well. You can get contract. And this is the last part. And I want to say, I watched something called The Food Titans on History Channel. I'm a history buff, so I like watching those. The reason M&M got so big is because they had a federal contract with the government, and that's how they launched. Right. And the federal contract was giving candy to the soldiers overseas. That's how they became that big. I didn't know that. So that made me start thinking out of the box of like what we conceptualize, where we can really do business. That's how M&M got big. They launched it, had a federal contract because they wanted to keep their soldiers motivated. They were shipping it. They didn't even sell it in the US. They were shipping it overseas where they were having war. I think it was Vietnam. They were shipping it. And then when the soldiers came back, that's when they went on a full campaign and got the federal government to go with them to advertise full campaigns of their M&M. And that's how he got his seed money to buy his father's old company, which was the Mars and Snickers bar.
Beautiful.
So sometimes when I started researching these big brands, I realized like the places they started and the contracts they have weren't really normal spaces of like how things got started. So I think that would be my best advice. Sometimes research brands within there and see how they got where they are. And there's ways to find out this history and stuff like that. But once I started seeing that, I started visualizing like you don't have to put yourself in a box. You can really think outside the box. Like federal contracts is not too far off, depending on what you're doing.
Beautiful.
Definitely.
All right. Any more questions before we wrap up? All right. Well,
question.
Go ahead.
Okay, hi. So I wanted to know, you said you had a group or a company that backed businesses and so on. I wanted to find out, like, have you all ever like backed any education-based businesses, like something like what I wanted to do as far as like, putting the school together and, helping the boys in our community?
Well,
and what did that look like?
The good thing about being here is you'll always miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And even though you may not be the ideal client for funding from an angel investor, I run one of the largest youth centers in Brooklyn. I'm sorry, I said it.
My son was a part of your program 2 summers ago.
Beautiful. So even though there's no funding from an angel investor, we do have all the connects for grants and grant writers. So your concept doesn't have to have proven track record. We can get you connected with the right grant sources to get your proposal written properly. And we can get your feet wet by just having you start in somebody's program. Just go start doing what it is that you want to do on a larger scale. You can do that for a school or a different after school program and use that stats to build up the funding that you need to create your own. So again, it's not something that an angel investor might invest in, but it's definitely a connection and a network that our staff works on every day. I have a grant writing team of 3 people who are writing grants for companies every day, going after millions and millions of dollars, that can help with concepts like yours. So definitely there's some follow-up for us to do.
Absolutely.
Okay, Dom.
All right, guys. Well, this was great. We're actually ending on time, so this is just impeccable. We are working on my time management skills together. I want to thank all of you again for your time. Even, staying on after you guys pitched, that's really important to us, just being able to see how everyone is supporting each other, whether or not, you know each other or someone else's brand coincides with yours. So I really appreciate that. Make sure, we are going to reach out and reconnect with you, whether we're helping with funding or, going to find a different way where we can help with your event or your, business that you have. Thank you so much, Esther. I appreciate that. All the knowledge you dropped today too. That was good. But yeah, so also make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. I promise it's not a shameless plug. Just follow me on Instagram, send me a DM so that I know that you were on this call. It's Dyme Smith. That's Dyme with a Y, not an I. And you should be hearing from us pretty soon. I won't give you a specific day, but we are going to reach out. We have your emails from registering on Eventbrite. Everyone have a great night. Again, thank you so much, and we'll speak soon.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right,
thank you so much. I've learned so much tonight. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.